the thing as a closer is it's addressing the things that in an obvious sense wouldn't make you a sale.
Yeah.
It's not a coincidence that they're on a sales call, even though there's things that seem like an obvious solution. And the thing that you, and this is using a bit of Carl Jung's philosophy here, the thing that you least want to ask as a closer is the thing that will take you to the thing that you most need to know. Like the last thing you want to ask as a closer is, well, why don't you just go on a few dates and, kick a football around a park a couple of times a week and you'll be fine. And then obviously the hypothetical of that is, oh yeah, that's great, Jeremy. I'll just do that. Goodbye. Well, that's not going to happen, but you would be afraid to say it. And that's why you have to say it. Is that clear? Okay.
Yep.
All right. So go with that.
Okay. So you mentioned that, you've been basically all you do is work, since you graduated med school, and you're not dating, and you see that your sisters, you're comparing your life to your sisters, and you said that this lifestyle is not sustainable. So why not try to add some work-life balance into your life and do some things outside of work?
All right. Pause. Does anybody feel that difference with Jeremy? It's like it actually feels caring. It's like you're actually just curious and inquisitive and trying to help. Maybe it's just me, but to me, that was like, holy shit. That was like night and day difference of what it feels like to be in the presence of a leader versus being in the presence of a closer trying to close you. Do you feel that, Jeremy? I'm curious.
Yeah, it was like I watched UM's call review of, I think it was Anthony, and on the podcast growth, and I was trying to figure out, okay, what's the hard data points that I need to ask someone? And so my mind is there rather than just trying to like almost unsell her in the first minute.
Because what you're really just trying to do is just have a real conversation.
Yeah.
That conversation might be more in the direction of unselling. It might be more in the direction of selling. I don't know and I don't care. All I care about is you've said something that quote unquote is unreal, as in it doesn't make sense. I just want to have the real conversation, whatever that is and wherever it goes. And
Yeah.
that is what true detachment is, which is what true leadership is. I don't have a fucking agenda. My only agenda is the truth. I'm not
Okay.
trying to manipulate you, push you, persuade you, convince you. I'm just trying to get to the bottom of what's really going on. All right, that was beautiful, Jeremy. That was really good. Sorry, do it again, just so we get it in flow.
Okay. All right. Let me ask you this before I continue on. I know that in terms of calibration, there's some people who are too buddy on a call, and then there's two people that are too intense or too like I feel like I can be at times. So is this conversation kind of an example of calibrating towards more like I'm trying to just almost try to be a friend on this call, not so friendly as in buddy, but like that's my adjustment towards that direction by asking that question.
So I wanted a way to visualize this. I haven't got it yet, so I can't visualize it. So I'll try and explain it in words. Instead of trying to have this line of like, or a spectrum of am I buddy or am I hardcore closer or am I too far this way or too far that way? What you need to realize is that if you tread the line of the truth, sometimes that will feel a bit more buddy, and sometimes it will feel a bit more hardcore. But so long as you're on the line of the truth, whichever one of those extremes it leans more towards will be what it's supposed to be in that moment. If you have the truthful conversation, sometimes it will be a truthful question or statement that's very compassionate. Sometimes the truth will be fucking ripping into the prospect. And if you're just focused on, is this the most truthful thing that I can talk about or say right now? The buddy hardcore spectrum disappears. Like it doesn't matter. You'll just be doing the right thing naturally.
Okay.
It's the same type of principle as tonality training, which is am I on the soft tonality or the hard tonality? You don't need to fucking train tonality if you're just having the real conversation. Your tonality will come out the way it's supposed to come out. You don't need to train, should I be buddy more or should I be a bit more hardcore? All you need to train is, am I having the real, deep, truthful, honest conversation? Which sometimes will be ripping the fucking prospect and sometimes will be really giving them a lot of love and compassion. The only thing you need to be treading is, am I deviating from the real thing I should be talking about the obvious thing, the truthful thing, or not. Does
Yeah.
that make sense?
How many deals have you already lost this week that you could have closed but didn't because you were out of state? I'm not a fan of sales hacks, but if there was one thing you could do before your next sales call to raise your closing percentage, it's using my patented pre-call checklist. Imagine taking just 60 seconds to read 5 to 7 personalized bullet points on a piece of paper, and as unbelievable as it may sound, puts you into the optimal state to access your highest sales skills on every call. That's the pre-call checklist. I'm going to show you how to create your own. All you need is a piece of paper and to go through the training that I'm going to give you. Thousands of salespeople have used this framework to close more deals, and you can have your own for free. No strings attached, in a matter of minutes. Click the link below this video, enter your email, and grab it right now.